Well, it's another week over, and Friday the 31st of March, tea time, just about to lock up, and things have certainly been making a move on growth over the last week. Our Prunus sargentii, planted about 25 years ago, is looking absolutely magnificent at the moment, covered in blossom. Love this tree because the autumn colour is so superb on it as well. And right across the sales area, there's colour now developing on just about everything. Forsythia's in full bloom. Lovely little dwarf cherries in the background there, starting to look really nice. That's my favourite one, Prunus incisor Kojo no Mai. Great for a patio pot or a container. Shame the wind's howling a bit this afternoon, so we mightn't be picking all of this up. Apologies for that. Len's been working hard over the last week making our gazebo, bit of shelter for the rain from people if they're in the sales area. They will get a sudden downpour. Full range of trees coming into growth now, with many of the cherries starting to blossom. Magnolias all flowering. Some lovely specimen shrubs looking at the peak, with some exocorda and flowering currants there, and some really nice osmanthus. All our large 2 and 3 litre herbaceous starting to come away really well, supplemented by a few new varieties that we've been buying in to supplement our own. Euphorbia Ascot Rainbow there. Hosta White Feather. Some excellent Schwazia White Dazzler covered with flower bud that are going to look absolutely superb come Easter weekend. Again, more of our homegrown 2 and 3 litre herbaceous coming down from our Ovington nursery. And looking stunning at the moment is this beautiful Crown Imperial Fritillaria Argenteo variegata. Absolutely stunning at the moment. Just arrived today, Berberis thunbergii powwow. Lovely upright Berberis deciduous one with bright golden foliage, and it'll have creamy yellow flowers when they come out. Just had a delivery of our homegrown 9cm perennials, come down again from Ovington. Good range of varieties. Was ready to brighten up any little spot in the garden, and still a few spring flowering bulbs left, a few good interesting varieties of daffs. And really well grown 2 litre perennials from Johnson's of Wixley. The blue on this Lithidora is absolutely outstanding at the moment. And then just behind us a range of Pyrus, that particular one, Forest Flame, just flushing up. Suffered with a frost a little bit last week, but they've been cleaned up and coming away very nicely again. I had a photo of these lovely 9cm clematis on, which we've got on a special at £2.99 2 for 5. Outstanding young plants, with quite a bit of flower bud developing in some of them there, particularly on Miss Bateman, which is that lovely white with the very interesting centre to it. Over the last week we've also seen a change in the way the conifers have been developed and starting to flush a little bit on one or two to show some signs of the new growth. Got a fairly good range in at the moment, many of them suitable for the smaller garden for growing in patio tubs or containers. And then a few nice specimen 2 years. This particular one, there'll be some Danicas and some Hedd's midget there. Mainly Danica, all of those ones. Lovely natural round growing one. There's some well developed Japanese aces, and there's that Trueness little dwarf Japanese cherry. Looking absolutely stunning at the moment. And then as it's springtime and coming into April, a few alpines. They've been planted up one or two ready-made troughs this week, using one or two of our own interesting varieties, little dwarf primulas and saxifrages. I've got some really good popular planters that these will be superb in, like a fibre clay material will give a lovely slate effect. And the alpines themselves in 9cm pots, many of them starting to flush up with flower bud if they're not already in flower as it is. Some wood anemones and a very, very fragrant evergreen Daphne. Daphne eternal fragrance, which flowers 2 or 3 times a year in the little tips, extremely scented flowers. Got one at home and it's absolutely superb. Been in 5 years, survived temperatures about -8, -10, no problem. And is only grown to around about 18 inches by about 2.5 to 3 foot across. Now a little protected alpine area, still a few cyclamen coum, as well as some erythronium, saxifrages. Many of the alpine primulas have now got flowers on, 1 or 2 border auriculas coming through. And a whole range of that. Primula Broadwell milkmaid. Jackie Richards there. And then a lovely yellow seedling. That particular one, courtesy of Anne Lockie, whose husband bred them, and when he passed away she passed us some stock on of those. And a few more interesting new shrubs that have just arrived. Camellia cupido, which we'd never seen before. Very small leaved camellia with lovely dainty white flowers that open slightly pink, supposedly hardy down to -12. Looks very attractive for a patio pot. And then a small range of evergreen clematis. Particular one is Clematis Catmanii Joe on a trellis there, with some tree peonies as well. And then all our aces, from small pots up to larger specimen ones, they're all starting to flush, just about breaking bud. And then a few dicentras, which we decided to put in this slightly more shaded area. And then for some instant colour, there's our homegrown bedding packs of violas. And pansies. With some stunning 2-litre polyanthus, absolutely covered in flower, at a superb value at 4 plants for £10. And then if you can see through the mesh shade there in the greenhouse, that's a whole bench of chrysanthemum cuttings, ready for going out in about 10 days time, that particular batch. And there we have it, a quick tour of our plant area on a lovely spring evening. There's just shame about the wind that's blowing. So happy gardening for the weekend ahead. I know I need to do some in mine, and you know where we are if you need any help with anything. We're always here to advise, and hopefully we've got something that'll brighten up a little corner in your garden, and even pots. Thank you and good night.